Chuckle always gets me. Good morning. It's a beautiful Sunday today, beautiful people. Before I start, I have a public announcement. If your dog jumps on my dog on City, it's on you as the dog owner to train your dog. If City jumps on your dog, it's still your fault for having your dog being such a pushover. You should train your dog better. What I actually would like to say to my neighbor is I'm sorry about City jumping on Lupita, her white poodle this morning. She watches my channel. She's from the Caribbean and she speaks English. So I just want to apologize. Just that City didn't see her coming. Nothing happened. It was just a misunderstanding, that City. Right, City? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I want to apologize to my neighbor and to Lupita, her white poodle. It was a misunderstanding. Hello, beautiful people. Claudia. Hello. Where are you, beautiful people, watching me from? Today, you guys are going to get a treat. I've decided that on Saturdays and Sundays, I am not going to be posting videos. I'll be doing lives. Let me know if you like that. And then from Monday to Friday, I will be posting the regular videos. You're in Saskatchewan. Uy. Uh, Even church was canceled? Bah. That's insane, guys. Didi, that was a misunderstanding. I feel so bad. I really feel bad. There was no fight or anything with City. It was just Cape Town. Estás en San Diego, Claudia. ¿Y qué estás haciendo en San Diego? What are you doing in San Diego? Liverpool. Oh, you're from the Netherlands. I love the Netherlands. Cape Town someday, someday. Um, Thank you so very much, guys. Thank you so very much. Yes, Irene. Yes, it's not City's fault, right? It's not her fault if a very friendly white little poodle comes at her and tries to play with her. It was just such a embarrassing thing. How could you do that to me, City? So I know my neighbor watches it, and I don't know if you know much about, but Nicaragua is pretty much divided and Pacific and Atlantic, and the Atlantic is very Caribbean, very Caribbean. I was born in the Atlantic side of Nicaragua in a town called Ciuna, which is a mining town. My father was sent from Canada as a general manager engineer for the gold mines there, and that's why I was born there. So I am, if you like, Caribbean. I'm 43% Caribbean, beautiful people, just like Rachel Meghan Markle. No, that's not true. That's absolutely not true. Sweden, Vurtangardemeda is Sweden. Perth, Australia. That's one place I would give my left nut to go to Australia. I have two of my dearest friends and also in New Zealand. Those are the two places that I know I will visit eventually. Vancouver, Washington, Zimbabwe. Wow, Zimbabwe. How's the weather in Zimbabwe? Gordon's Bay on New York. I love New York. I've been to New York so many times. I didn't get any catastrophic car chases when I went to New York, but I've been there so many times. It's beautiful. And one of my son's best friends, who I love, I adore him. Um, he Finland. I've been to Finland. So many saunas. That's one of the things that shocked me when I went to Finland. Everybody has a sauna in their home. So yes, Maryland. Hello, 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 Scotland. I love Scotland. Scotland. I remember I went to a whiskey factory. I got drunk. Hi, Penny Rogers. Hello, guys. Hello, guys. Idaho. I haven't been to Idaho. I've been to Minnesota, Minneapolis, Hopville, Arizona, Hoppy Nation. Toronto. Well, my son's Toronto. I lived in Toronto and Virginia. I've been to Virginia. I've been to many places. I've been very blessed like that. North Carolina, never been to North Carolina. Maryland, USA. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my goodness. This is why I tell you that now there's a saying in Spanish, the world is like a handkerchief. Like you have a square handkerchief, but then you just fold it and they're all together. Um, I want to show you the new nails that the girls learn how to do. These are my nails, okay? But look at the nail polish that they gave me. I like this better than the red. I'm just used to having really regular. Belfast. I haven't been to Belfast. I haven't been to Belfast. Sacramento, I've been to many times. Did you hear about the radar online? Yes, I actually did two videos about 2 weeks ago about that radar online thing. That's an old article about, well, it's called old article because the way that the news cycle moves is very fast. So that radar online article was out a while ago. I even posted it on my X account. Today, oh, by the way, today I said you're going to be very lucky because Pidina is going to give a much longer live about this. But I wanted to get into a couple of things because the article that I read to you yesterday, the one that I read, it's been modified at least 16 times after the Telegraph, which is they pick the real juicy stuff. The Telegraph is a much more serious thing. So they have done 16 edits to the article, the Vanity Fair article since. So you know. Okay. But I just want to highlight a few points of that. And I wanted to show you a couple of things about it because it's something that's very interesting, and it is karma, isn't it, guys? It is karma because that's why I have that thumbnail. It is karma. I want to thank you guys yesterday for the super chats, the PayPal donations, and the memberships. I'm gonna post the number. Well, all of you who are my members, you can call me on WhatsApp if you want to have your opinion heard and stuff. If you want to, like you have that. You can call here and we can play your. If you have a question, my members, you guys have the number on WhatsApp to call, so we can do that. I want to start it. You know what, Mariah Jansen? That is an excellent question. Are you from Sverige, Denmark, or Norway? Because I want to give credit where credit is due. That Radar Online article about they're asking about Meghan Markle's surrogacy and how the palace has been asked. You all remember the live I did where I wrote to UK Parliament asking for a Freedom of Information Act request to confirm to me whether just that Archie had been born at the Portland hospital and the name of the doctors. You all remember the response I got because I showed it to you. I even showed you the name that responded to me saying that they're not in the business of delivering babies, and they're not a hospital, and then they directed me to ask the palace. I also responded in that video that I did. I also said that Parliament is unfortunately for Parliament, they are the ones responsible to ensure that every person included in the line of succession meets all the legal requirements according to the Succession Act, which was amended in 2013. Right? That is their job. They don't have any control over titles, styles, and people should quit saying that. I've done videos about that quite a lot. I showed you those emails. And I even sent them to Dan Wooden because when I was in his show, I sent them I forwarded them the emails where I'm asking Parliament what Parliament said to me, and how my response was, well, unfortunately for you, you have to know, because this is why the children are not included immediately in the line of succession, because documentation has to be sent to Parliament to confirm that the children meet the legal requirements. There has to be the doctor's signature. There has to be where the child was born, who delivered it, everything. So they have to have those documents in order, because being included in the line of succession is a big deal. So that answer was not a good answer. So my channel for the past 4 years, I actually had my channel since 2019, but they took down all my videos in 2019 from YouTube, because you know that from 2019 till 2022, Meghan Markle pretty much ruled. All she needed to do was make a phone call. I mean, yesterday's live, Pidina did not cut off that live. She's going to explain it to you guys later in her live. I think she's going to do it later this afternoon. So please please keep out. And as soon as I know what time she's going to do it, because she's going to bring you a lot of more receipts, go watch it as well. So I am very appreciative of you coming always here. Um, my channel, my ex was taken down. My channel has been from the beginning asking for documentation, and you know that. There was even a famous live done by Steph the Alternate and Sue Smith, basically calling me a criminal. And I'm not rehashing, but these are facts. These things happen. For simply asking, and they showed on screen that as regular people couldn't ask for a certificate, a copy of the certificate of Lilibet, because that was infringing in HIPAA, violating the law, which is indeed, if I were to ask for personal medical information, that is illegal. But asking for a copy of a birth certificate, a marriage certificate, a death certificate in the state of California, it is not a criminal act. I just want to reiterate that. And this is not me sending hate towards them or anything like that. It's just a fact. Even for that, I've been attacked by the Mexican community, been called insane. They've said I've falsified emails, which I have not. I've, like, nobody bothered to ask me to forward them the emails to verify whether they were true or not. Before I posted those emails, I sent them to YouTube to ask permission to see if that would go against the community guidelines, because of course I don't want to lose my channel. I have some people who work with YouTube who represent my channel, and they're a huge, serious company. They got in touch with YouTube, and YouTube authorized me to show certain parts of those emails, which is what I did. I am not crazy. I'm not about to expose myself in that way. Unfortunately, those people, those Mexiteers, didn't even bother to contact me before to ask me, listen, can you forward us the emails to verify? No. So my channel, the reason why I'm talking about this is even certain people, my channel has been based on finding out, getting to the bottom of things. Now, to give credit what credit is due, it's not Lady C who brought this to the main, and there's no shade on Lady C. It was Yankee Wally. Yankee Wally was the first warrior, at least when I was in Norway. I remember the first time I came across Yankee Wally with her little voice and her beautiful things, and just her questions. That little lady from Wales, who to me is amazing, because this little lady from Wales was absolutely destroyed. Her channel was taken down. Her reputation was absolutely trashed. She was called a racist. She was called a criminal. But it wasn't Lady C who did this. It was Yankee Wally who started all of this. And then Danger Zone. Yankee Wally even gave me a shout out when I first started my channel, and I was so ever grateful, because I posted some videos in 2019 which were immediately taken down by YouTube. So the people who have been at it for years have been Lady C, even Meghan Small. I mean, her entire channel, she's got a PhD on mythology. So please go and subscribe to her channel, because Meghan Small has been for years, 3 years now, three years or 3.5 years. I don't know how many years she's been at it, asking the questions. So yeah. So, and I mean, and my channel, look at my channel for the past 4 years that my channel has been allowed to exist. I've had some bumps. Some of my videos have been taken down. I've been called a racist because I'm attacking children simply for asking for the legal documentation. Okay. So Yankee Wally just got 10,000 subs. So please go subscribe to her channel. The thing is that they kept taking down her channel. I am subscribed to one of the channels. So if any of you have the link to her current channel, can you please post it on the comments so I can feature it here, so we can all go and give Yankee Wally um, um, help, a shout out to rebuild her community, to rebuild everything, because to me, she is the GOAT. Danje Son, may she rest in peace. I cried so much when she passed away. I remember one of the last videos I think I saw of her was she driving. Do you guys remember that? She was driving in her truck and she was on her way to the hospital. So I just don't know the current channel, because I've subscribed to so many channels and she had 2 or 3 other channels. But then when I looked at, they were gone. So if you have the current link, anybody, because you guys are great, put it on right now on the comment, and I will post it. I will put it here. I will highlight it so you guys can please go and subscribe to Yankee Wally, because she 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 took a beating, a bad beating, according to Taz. According to Taz, 2020 and 2021 were rough years for us, guys. Okay. And simply because we were asking questions, because apparently it was illegal to ask questions. So the credit goes to Yankee Wally, not Lady C. The credit goes to Megan Small. The credit goes to, according to Taz, the credit goes to Danger Zone. And yes, the credit goes to me. We have Murky Meg. I mean, we have been for the past 4 or 5 years being attacked, harassed, called crazy, and all kinds of things. Okay. And I mean, I've and the media has idly sat by and gone along with the narrative. Okay. So is this Yankee Wally's new channel at Yankee? Let me get it here. Let me get it so to highlight it. Is Yankee Wally 0524? Are you sure though that's her channel? Okay, let me see. Yankee Wally 05. You can tell that I'm old because I have to read out loud. I don't get Yankee Wally. That channel doesn't appear to me. Are you sure that's the right channel? Because it's not Yankee Wally 0524. Yeah, that's the one I'm typing in and I'm not getting it. I'm not getting that channel. I'm not getting that channel at all. So let me see if I can do that. Let me see where else I can get it. Yankee Wally. Okay, I have a Yankee Wally here. Oh yeah, I got it here. Okay, I'm gonna share her channel. Let me copy the link and I'm gonna share the channel because we should all go and subscribe to her, to Yankee Wally, okay, and get her back. I'm just putting this out here, guys. It's right here. Paste. Paste. I'm just pasting it here for you guys, and I'm going to show you her channel. Can I show? Come on, please. I'm sorry, my internet is very slow, guys. You know where I am. That's Yankee Wally's channel, and I'm going to show you her channel right now, so you can go subscribe to it. Am I subscribed? See, that's a new one. I wasn't even subscribed. I am subscribed now. I hope this is really her channel. Let me see if that's her channel. Let's listen to see if that is her channel.
Good morning, everybody.
Yeah,
It's
that's her
Yankee
channel.
Wally here. It's the 31st of December and it's 4 o'clock in the morning. I haven't had much luck with YouTube. I'm afraid I don't know if they're mad with me or punishing me or watching me. But this video that I did on the 25th, the Merry Christmas one, you can see it there. They cancelled the upload. Now, the trouble is, it's no big deal. I can talk and talk, but I don't know what I've said and what I haven't said. And the problem is that when I've done a couple of videos and the uploads get cancelled.
Yeah. So that's her. All right. So that is her channel. Please run to subscribe to Yankee Wally. Let me see how many she has right now. She has 9,940. I think that we can get her to 10,000 during this live. I think we can do it, guys. Do you think we can do it? I think we can, I think we can do it. I think we can. I want to watch you guys. I'm going to put it out right now because I'm going to share with you, but I'm going to leave her. Oh, fuck, I forgot to put it. This is all alleged. Um, I'm going to leave it out there. Then I'm going to come back because I'm going to share some other stuff with you about the Vanity Fair article. It has been edited 16 times because the Telegraph did an expose. Why would they need to edit an article so much? 16 times it's been edited. Okay, so it's absolutely insane. One of the things that I want to show you here is that Harry has said in that article that he was left on his own from the of 8 years old, when he was 8. So basically, poor little Howie was on his own at 8 years old, and this is why he hates the monarchy. That he didn't know anything about the monarchy because he was left on his own at the age of 8 years old. Okay, so are we serious? So if that sounds to me as an excuse to justify his behavior, loyalty is not something that it is taught. It's something that you have or you don't. Clearly, Harry is that very disloyal person. Okay, so I'll show you something here because I just want to show you this because he says that he was left on his own from age 8. Basically, he's shaming his mother. This is at age 8 with family friend Harry Soames on Splash Mountain at Walt Disney World in Florida on August 26, 1993. There's Harry happy. So by him saying that he was left completely on his own at the age of 8, he's basically calling his own mother a bad mother. Okay? Because Princess Diana was still alive when he was 8 years old. He was 12, almost turning to 13 when he was there. Yeah, yeah, guys, that is in the article. And the article also is talking about Meghan Markle saying, defending her about because now she's claiming that she said that while she was in school at the Immaculate Heart, she got the B word called out a lot. So I wonder if she was called a bitching bully or a bully bitch or bitching. I don't know which. I mean, we need clarification here. Were you called a bitch or a bully or a bitching bully, Meghan Markle? Because now in that article, it's claiming that the reason why Meghan Markle has learned to behave in that way is because she was called the B word very early on at Immaculate Heart. How she was not popular, how she had nobody to sit during lunchtime. Well, I have a question. But on the same breath, she said she became the president of all these clubs and the homecoming queen. Let me tell you guys. Let me tell you guys. If you're not popular, you don't become the president of anything. If you're not popular, you don't become homecoming queen of anything. So if you were being called a bitch or a bully, depending on what, because you are not very specific in that article, it only says that she was called the B word. Let me see if I can. The problem is that even if I want to show you the article, I can't because because it's a paid article. I'm worried that if I show it here, they've added more stuff now. It says here that in this part that she's talking about, she says that here we go. She's talking that she was called the B word, and because she was called the B word, um, here that she had this episode about the B word and then about slut. I wonder why she would be called those things. Okay, and they're very sneaky because they try to justify um that's why she is like that, because she had to defend herself from a very young age because she was called all those slurs. I never heard her before say that she suffered at Immaculate Heart. So now she's trashing Immaculate Heart. Okay, she's trashing Immaculate Heart. That apparently she was bullied at Immaculate Heart. So that's news to me. She's devolving into that when things are when she's racism is not working, so now she's going into, oh, something else happened to her. Something else happened to her. So what is it? So it started when she was in high school. She said all the time when she was in school, in high school, and that she didn't have anybody. She didn't have anybody to sit with while being the president and the homecoming queen. Okay, so That's one of the things that she goes about. In this article, then they bring out an expert, a cultural expert, where she goes to town on the queen. She goes to town on the queen, saying that the queen is racist, that the whole institution is racist. Let me read you a little excerpt here. Uh, when she did the thing with Mindy Kaling, it's hard to imagine how someone who seems so earnestly intent on being kind and engaging in world improving, if also brand building activities, could wind up engaging in revanchism. Revanchism is like revenge or getting even with people so below her in status. You can see here that they're still placing Rachel Meghan Markle higher up in status, as though she's above us. Okay. A partial answer might be found in an episode of Archetypes in which Meghan Markle interviews Mindy Kaling, who assumed Meghan was popular as a child. While attending Immaculate Heart Catholic School in Los Angeles, Meghan tells Kaling, "I've never had anyone to sit with at lunch. I was always a little bit of a loner and really shy and didn't know where I fit in. And so just I was like, okay, look, this word like is very important for you because I'm gonna show you just a little clip. This is not gonna be a 2 hour thing because P. Dine is gonna really get down with this. I was like, okay, well, then I'll become the president of the multicultural club and the president of sophomore class and the president of this and French club. But yeah, she doesn't remember one word of French, of course. And by doing that, I had meetings at lunchtime, so I didn't have to worry about who I would sit with or what I would do because I was so busy. If you believe that, then I am Wonder Woman. In other words, and this is how this article is excusing Meghan Markle. In other words, Meghan was a good person trying to do good things in spite of, and at times because of, unkind people. Okay? So, and they go hard on Kate, then Princess Catherine. They go hard on Princess Catherine here. So they now the narrative is not that Harry was left alone and had an cold and unfeeling father from when his mother died. It's apparently Princess Diana was also a terrible mother because he was left to his own devices. You know, he was left alone as a poor little child among that palace, and this is why he didn't understand monarchy because nobody explained to him what monarchy was. So, and they keep changing, and they want you to pay for this BS, this trash on which is an attack on the royal family. Okay, and it's absolutely unbelievable. Okay, it is absolutely unbelievable. And how Harry, and I mean, and this is clearly to combat all those divorce rumors. Okay, because they're trying to say here they double down on the near catastrophic car chase with paparazzi. So it is it is insane. Now, again, this is going to be a very specific live in just 3 or 4 points that I want to make out completely about this thing. Okay, there is also a sentence where she talks about Princess Catherine. And it's not a very nice thing to do, what they said about Princess Catherine. Just to give you an idea, Harry, this is a direct quote from the article. Harry and Meghan are, in the estimation of everyone Vanity Fair spoke with, deeply in love. And they underlined that and place it in red. They are so hot for each other. The person who worked closely with them said, like, you know how you meet those couples who you're like, the way they're like looking at each other, I should probably not be here right now because they're so hot for each other, And that when Harry is solo, the person inside the couple circle says he's very personable. He's very at ease with people, quite like Diana. He just has this way of like making people feel very comfortable. When he's in public with Meghan, there is a circus, the source says. He is so protective of her because people are so nasty to her. It's a whole different experience. That's why they're trying to say to you that the reason why Harry looks miserable when he's with Meghan is not because he's miserable being with Meghan. It's because he's miserable because he knows that people are going to be mean to poor little Meghan. Okay? So it is something that it's an absolute fantasy world. It is an absolute fantasy world. This, and I'm going to show you a couple of things because I think it's very important to know this. Um, Another quote. However, the couple's regal charisma, while effortlessly changing the world, has been showcased to great effect on their most successful reimagining of monarchy times Markle. Harry and Meghan, a commons royal tours to Nigeria in May and Colombia in August. Invictus Games, for sure, is a very clear product, a brand, an organization that Harry spent a decade building. No, Harry didn't. Harry didn't. Which is why, in many ways, I think the Nigerian tour worked. So I don't understand why they are saying that this is a hit piece on Meghan Markle. I really don't. How complete that independence is another point that rankles people about Meghan and Harry. Basically, people hate them because they're independent. They're powerful. The Netflix docuseries Harry and Meghan litigates in painstaking detail Harry and Meghan's mental health declines as she was bullied at the very least inside of, and by many accounts at the behest of, an imperialist establishment. So, I mean, these are just quotes that nobody's talking about this article. Then, then to give it credibility to the racism claims inside this Vanity article, a Black studies scholar who is also an African American woman noted the way racism is discussed in Harry and Meghan as the one of actions of Princess Michael of Kent wearing a Blackmore brooch to a brunch where Meghan was present, or the distant colonialism that still furnishes the Duchies of Cornwall and Lancaster, and the jewels in the family tiaras. Or that Harry saying that the royal family merely had unconscious bias. So I am just giving you these little tidbits because um it's actually quite shocking that people there's another one. As historian David Olusoga says in the docuseries, part of what makes the inability of the palace to defend Meghan an even bigger disaster is that the center of the argument for the monarchy in this country is the Commonwealth, which is the Queen's legacy. The Commonwealth is 2.5 billion, mainly Black and brown people. Here was a woman who looked like most of the people in the Commonwealth. And this is the thing that I think is at the crux of why they are so angry. The source familiar with the couple says it's important to note that Harry isn't an anti monarchist. He just didn't like the way things were run within the institution, he says. His issues are about people and behaviors, not tradition. So he basically wants to be king. They even go as far as saying the source, who is also a person of color, defends Meghan's right to want a piece of the empire for herself. If I was in the same position and I was treated the way I was by the institution, it wouldn't stop me from still feeling that that title is mine and deserved. No, it's not hers, it's Harry's. She gets to use it out of courtesy. If anything, I would feel like you're given into the pressure to exclude you in the first place. So actually, it would probably make me want it even more. Damn. Well, I am going to slap it on my kids' names too. They try to turn the people from Montecito or portray the people from Montecito as racist. And there is one sentence in particular that reminds me when Meghan said that the Queen did not own the word royal. Okay. Uh, and It says American Riviera Orchard, which on Instagram has a logo styled with a royal looking crest and written in Meghan's perfect calligraphy. No, it's not perfect. And is known internally as Arrow, is located in Montecito. Though an 1898 book published by the Southern Pacific Company Rail Line states that Montecito is known as the American Riviera, today that honor is understood to belong to Santa Barbara. And then they go and say this: no one Vanity Fair spoke with had ever heard Montecito referred to by that name. So they're trying to say that they're discriminating against Rachel Meghan Markle, that it is a lie. I mean, forget that they have American Riviera and Banks, they have American Riviera Flores, it's all over Santa Barbara. So they're trying to say that it is racism, that Meghan Markle is singled out, that this is why she hasn't been able to patent American Riviera Orchard. And that it is the lie that Santa Barbara and Montecito is known as American Riviera Orchard, because they're saying that they're denying her patent because it is describing that the registration is refused because the applied for mark is primarily geographically descriptive. But then above they just, and listen to this. Are you sitting down, please, people? Registration is refused because the applied for mark is primarily geographically descriptive, the response read. In other words, you can't claim a place. And you know what they put in parentheses? Tell that to Queen Victoria. So basically, they're saying these colonizers, the Queen Victoria was colonizing and enslaving everybody, but Meghan Markle can't grant Meghan Markle a little trademark because of this. I posted quite a few snippets of this on my ex. The source familiar with the couple says, I think there's one thing that no one could take away from Meghan is how hard she works, how much effort goes into everything that she does. Ultimately, that's all she needs. And I think that's why American Riviera Orchard probably will be a massive success, even if in 2 years' time it doesn't exist anymore and she's on to the next. It will have them that moment. There will be no way that you can say that it wasn't successful. So what are they going on about with this? And also, this is very, very interesting because they talk about Archwell and that story about Meghan Markle. They talk about the story that, that about Meghan Markle and her being and you want to hear something very interesting even more, guys? This is one person talking. It says, this is something that Meghan took from her royal years. She was royal for 1 year, guys, unless I am mistaken. Just as Harry has taken his impeccable manners and the ability to patronize the fuck out of Charity. That's what they do. They bless you with their royalness. And that's the gift. It's not like Princess Diana was ever best friends with all the people that she visited in the hospital. Now, there is something that is very, very telling here because then they go on and something that is incredible to me. They try to talk about how, the soap opera story the soap story that Megan told, that when she was 11, um, she single-handedly changed she single-handedly changed the entire Procter and Gamble marketing campaign. Well, in the article, Vanity Fair says that they reached out to Procter and Gamble for comment to confirm whether or not it's true that Megan is the one responsible for single-handedly having her letter change the entire multi-million dollar marketing campaign. They declined to comment. However, further down in the next paragraph, they tell you, however, Procter and Gamble has partnered with Archwell, basically saying that it must be true, because if it weren't true, Procter and Gamble would have not partnered with Meghan Markle and Archwell. And then in the next paragraph, they tell you that it is irrelevant whether the story that she's saying about the soap is true or not. The point is that it shows that Meghan wants to do good in the world. You shouldn't be focusing on the lies. You should be focusing on that she says that she wants to change the world. And I mean, I'm going to show you stuff. I mean, so basically, it isn't insane. I'm going to show you stuff from my ex here, because I think I posted some of the bits that I wanted to show you the most. Oh, by the way, you know that I've been following Rocky. He's supposed to be good now. So let me show you here. This is, I think I read it yesterday. That's a Commonwealth Park. The one about Catherine, Princess Catherine, how hard she works, that should be successful. Um, there's here. Here we go. It says, this is, I think that they don't know what change the world means. Says the person who worked in media projects. They want to be people who are looked at as the people who want to change the world. Maybe that's why Meghan has continued on Nick News. Nick News is Nickelodeon News. That's when Mr. Markle called on a favor from one of the executives to do that commercial because his little princess didn't get the letters, any answers from Procter and Gamble, from Hillary Clinton, and from Gloria Allred. Mr. Markle, at least in one of the many public interviews he has given, he said that he's the one who wrote those letters because he couldn't let his little princess think that she wasn't important. And on top of that, to double down, he went and contacted his executive friend at Nickelodeon News. And this is how we know, because they did that whole little tidbit where Meghan Markle was featured. Okay. They take on panels on archetypes in Colombia in August to bring up the story of writing a letter to Procter and Gamble. The reason why this is mentioned in this article is because, do you guys remember when Meghan Markle went to Colombia and she talked about it, but the press didn't want to print it? The press refused to print that story, even though she talked about it. To bring up the story, writing a letter to Procter and Gamble about a sexist soap ad, taking credit for them changing the spot so that it no longer suggests the women should be the ones doing dishes. Procter and Gamble declined many requests from VF, Vanity Fair, to confirm that Meghan was the impetus for the switch. And in 2021, the company partnered with Archwell with the goal of elevating the voices of adolescent girls to ensure their point of view and lived experiences heard at the tables where decisions are made. Whether or not Meghan's letter is what prompted the change, the fact that more than 30 years later, she continues to speak up about having spoken up suggests it's the kind of mission she aspires to. Marie, who has worked with many celebrities, says of the success aspirations, I think it's actually better than where most people start out with. So these are the kinds of quotes. These are the kinds of quotes that are there. And then they talk, because I think I posted one where they say, I think I posted one, guys, where they talk about how Meghan Markle's own voice is more, how she has herself gained more of her voice about, oh, there I am. Yeah, this Trump, about on her own right, how she has become more important than some self anointed, then basically a delusional person who is self-anointed or feels is self-appointed, um, about basically the monarch, that she in her own right has, it's more important, has achieved in her own right more than a monarch who is who was anointed or appointed by nobody. That's part of the article, guys, so you know. And then she says, and there's a part where she talks that Catherine has been on the royal family for 11, 12 years and she has done nothing. And then they put in parentheses that is the only thing that she's done is the early years, right? So I just want to show, because clearly I'm going to do this and I'm going to show you this. Uh, these are just some of the things that Princess Catherine has worked on. East Anglia Children's Hospices. This is in 2012. Place to Be, Sports Aid, Action on Addiction, and then there's also the home school children, the wellness school children, the portrait gallery where she launched the portrait things that she was doing. But in that article, they talk that she has done basically nothing. That the only thing she's done is is nothing. The only thing she's done is that bogus thing that means nothing really. It took her 11, 12 years to do that. But whereas Meghan Markle, she has been the conduit for Harry's exit. She has been she started this Hollywood I'm trying to find the little bit there. So please just bear with me a little bit while I track that, because they have edited it so much, guys. It's not even funny. They have done 16 edits. 16 edits. So I'm just looking at for the bit here where they're talking about Catherine, and they're literally trashing because she talks about Kate. She doesn't talk about Catherine. They refer to her as Kate. They don't refer to her as Catherine. Okay? So I'm just looking for that little bit there, and I'm going to show it to you. No, I can show it to you because I can't. It's going to be behind a pay thing. And so they have, you have to really keep reading because, okay, here we go. The source familiar with the couple says Meghan's metabolism for campaigns that she can move on from archetypes, the ephemeral 40 by 40 mentorship program, the forthcoming lifestyle line and show, the wisp of a possible book about a divorce that might never happen, are part of why she's better suited to celebrity outside the palace. The royals don't work like that, the source says. How many years has Kate been talking about early childhood development? Like 11 now? 12? We still haven't seen anything. And then they put in parentheses, I am sure that this was added later on, Princess Catherine launched Shaping Us. And then they go. In that time, that because they're trying to make you understand that it's taking Catherine 11, 12 years just to do one thing. I already show you that that she's done a lot, hell of a lot more. In that time, Meghan has gone from star of a syndicated cable series to paradigm changing princess to her husband's conduit out of royal life to the founder of a hybrid charity Hollywood startup. She has earned much faith in her own force of will, as a sovereign might have, from believing that they were anointed by God to lead. As for what she'll do with that power, look at what it means for her to make the world a better place, which she and Harry genuinely seem to want to do. So I go back again, go to that telegram, which is why Vanity Fair has been editing the hell out of that article. Go to that Telegraph article. I think I'll show it to you guys which Telegraph article is, because this is the one that really revealed everything. And this is because what Vanity Fair has done is just peppered some of the comments, but then they have these long paragraphs justifying that behavior. Okay. This is the Telegraph article that basically is forcing Vanity Fair to change the narrative of how they started that article. Okay. And this is why now all the mainstream media is coming out saying, oh, yeah, we knew all along. Yeah, we've been calling it out. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. Yankee Wally started calling it out. She lost her channel over it. Murky Meg, according to Taz, Meghan Small, myself, Dan Jason, may she rest in peace. We've been trashed. We've been ridiculed at great personal expense. Okay, so I'm going to post this so you guys can go and there's a couple of other articles that the Telegraph have been posting, adding things on it, because just this is why there are 16 edits to that article as far as this morning, as I was sent a clip of, because apparently there's something that there's like a time machine in that. So please go and check this article that let me see, I'm going to put it here. uh, I hope you're subscribing to Yankee Wally, and please, P Dine is going to have a very interesting live today. Go subscribe to Megan Small. Go subscribe to Murky Meg. To According to Taz. I mean, they're much bigger channels than me. I don't need to recommend them because nor give them a shout out because they're actually huge. But anyways, go, because if you haven't heard of them, one of you you don't seem to have been following Yankee Wally. Yankee Wally is a sweet lady who started this whole thing and who was viciously taken down by YouTube, completely demonetized. They doxed her. They tried to portray her as something horrible that it was. And yesterday P Dina did did a poll, and more people had read the Vanity Fair. And by the way, the reason why Vanity Fair wants you to go and read it is because you have to pay for it. And I don't know, but it could be that Meghan is getting a cut from that, because we know that Meghan, you don't exploit Meghan Markle's name without her consent. So in order for you to read that article, you need to pay. You need to subscribe. And then when you read in the articles, of course, there's a bunch of ads displayed. So they're making revenue from those ads. So go read. All you need to do is listen to us YouTubers, because we're telling you the tea. At least I know P Dina and I are. You know, and for those of you who don't know what are the requirements for a child to be included in the line of succession, guys, is one, that the marriage has to be between that the royal has to be the marriage has to be between a man and a woman. And in 2020 and in 2013, the Marriages Act, in the UK, was amended to allow same-sex marriages. There was a huge discussion in Parliament how that would impact the royal family, because the royal family has articles specific that say how the royal family members, senior members of the royal family, they have to be married. They cannot be married in a civil ceremony, which King Charles did, because it says that if a royal marries in a civil ceremony and not in a Church of England like it's done, then they get to be disqualified to succeed the throne, which is why I don't know how King Charles managed to succeed the throne, because the article, it's still valid. No senior royal can be married in a civil ceremony. It has to be married in a church ceremony, like, for example, like we've all seen, right? That's number one. Number two, it has to be a man and a woman. So they were discussing, now that they had approved the same-sex marriage, how would that impact the royal family? And they said that the articles for the royal marriages still remain a man and a woman, because of course there has to be, as a child born of the bloodline, because they have to be married in the Church of England, and the Church of England does not accept same-sex marriages. Okay? So it has to be a man and a woman. They have to be married in the Church of England. The child must be conceived naturally, and it must be delivered from the body of the woman. So we know that, we think that Meghan is a woman. Harry, we think, is a man. He might be a pussy, but it's still a man. And we know that they got married in that spectacle in the Church of England. We don't know if the child was conceived naturally, and we don't know if the child came out of Meghan Markle's body, because to this day, the royal family and the parliament are refusing to show the names of the doctors and and where the child was delivered. We know that according to Harry, if we take Harry's account of how Archie was born, we know that's absolutely insane. That is an absolute brutal lie. There is no way that any doctor would discharge a woman who has had 2 epidurals within an hour of the child being born and send her back to Frogmore Cottage. And I say, before you go crazy, because it says 2 hours, that they were back to Frogmore Cottage within 2 hours of Archie being born. Frogmore Cottage, at a very high speed, it's about 45 minutes. But then if you're carrying a newborn and a woman who had just had a baby, you're not going to be going like crazy. So let's say that it took them an hour from Portland to Frogmore Cottage. So that means that they wiped Meghan Markle's ass and stuff. She had 2 epidurals, which means that she was unable to walk. So the doctors weren't able to see if there were any nerve damage, because an epidural is quite dangerous. And on top of that, they get a woman in a car with all the bump and speed. And then she's sitting up getting that picture taken at Frogmore. Okay. That he ordered food from Nando's. That he inhaled the entire laughing gas canister that was meant for his wife, which is illegal, and which means that the Portland hospital would lose his license to practice as a hospital. Because where were the doctors? Because when they administer any medication, doctors and nurses have to be present. So there was, according to Harry, a nurse who was looking at him inhale the entire laughing gas canister that was meant for his wife, which is medication, and they did nothing. Oops. And Meghan just laughed it off. That he ordered from Nando's when there's a 24-hour chef in-house at the Portland hospital. Meghan didn't tell the people of the press. She didn't invite the press to come on because she didn't want to block the emergency entrance to the Portland hospital. Does not have an emergency entrance. And we saw Fergie when she popped those 2 girls posing outside of the Portland hospital. So if we take Harry's account, it doesn't make sense, and it's not true. I heard it saying, if it smells funny and it looks funny and it tastes funny, it's probably not good. And I'm going to show you a picture here, because I think we should know what we're dealing with, guys, here. Here are the 3. This one is Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Cambridge was safely delivered of a son at 4:24 p.m. today. Her Royal Highness and her child are both doing well, and signed by 1, 2, 3, 4 medicals, July 22nd, 2018. These are the doctors who signed it, people who witnessed the birth, people who were there. Also, it was printed in the Royal Gazette along with the entire medical staff. Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Cambridge was safely delivered of a daughter at, I can't read the time, sorry guys, it's very blurry for me. Let me see, zoom in. At 8:34 today, Her Royal Highness and her child are both doing well. Sign 1, 2, 3, 4. Here is the date, 2nd of May, 2015. And we move on to Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Cambridge was safely delivered of a son at 1 a.m. Is it 11:01 a.m. today? Her Royal Highness and her child are both doing well. Signed, and you have these people here. If you notice, there's a very common signature in all of these, right? You see, these two signatures are pretty much there in all of them. Have you noticed that? And the three children, there's actually three signatures that are pretty much the same. This one too is here, right? And here we have Meghan Markle. The Queen and the royal family are delighted at the news that Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Sussex was safely delivered of a son at 5:26 a.m. today. Her Royal Highness and her child are both doing well. May 6, 2019. So this is basically telling you that the Queen and the royal family are delighted at the news because they heard it from third parties. They were not informed directly. And there are no signatures. I ask you, where are all those children? Where are those two children? Where are those two children, guys? I said two. What did I say about two, Yang Yang? I don't know. I haven't said any about two. So thank you. Yeah, but that is wrong. It's not Lady C who's been calling this. It started with Yankee Wally. It started with Danger Zone, Murky Meg, myself. According to Taz, that is wrong. Okay, that is wrong. And we were trashed for it by certain people and certain Mexiteers. It was Yankee Wally, and I'm going to show her channel again so you guys can go and subscribe to her channel. Because Yankee Wally is the one who started all of this. This is her channel. This is her. Listen to her speak.
I obviously can't put it up again. Well, I don't think I can. I'll try. I'll try. Anyway, yeah, I'll try. I'm sorry. I really am sorry. I've been waiting for that one to upload, and today it told me that they cancelled it. It kept me spinning around the system for 5 days.
So let's give credit where credit's due. I have nothing against Lady C. She's doing her thing. But the reason why you see that, and you're going to wonder, but where are all those videos of Yankee Wally? That her channel was completely taken down. And for many years, when she tried to put one up, they would take it down again and they would take it down again. Okay. So it's Yankee Wally. Danger Zone. I don't know if her channel's still up. Danger Zone. Let me see if Danger Zone is still channel because she passed away a couple of years ago. Her house was burnt down. Her house was burnt down. Oh yeah, it's Ashley. Okay, I'm gonna show you Ashley's.
Video found on a public domain, and the full disclaimer down below. Welcome back to the Danger.
This is Ashley. This she was a danger zone. If I cry a little bit because I get very emotional because she passed away. So I'm gonna show you Danger Zone. This is her YouTube channel. Look, these are all her things. Look how far back they go. Let me see if I can get one of the first ones here. Her house was burnt down. You're gonna hear because I think she was amazing. She was amazing. Like this is 3 years ago. Look, 3 years ago. Look, they can't be serious. Archie's latest pick is baffling. 3 years ago, Meg contacts Bill Gates on Archie's big day. Can it get more bizarre? Let's see if we can listen to one of them. One of her little things here about the children, because she's been look how far back it goes. She's passed away, and I think her family left the channel here because they want to remember her and hear her voice. She look how far back she goes. 4 years ago. I mean, she's yeah. It's She was amazing, and may she rest in peace. I used to watch her all the time. I used to watch her all the time. Look how far back she goes. I kid you not, guys. Look, let's see. I think this is the one from the Canadian. Listen.
Hey, welcome to the Danger Zone. It's Ashley. Everything in my video is found on a public domain. Lots of love and many blessings your way. These people are so sick in the head, and I don't know who's putting them up to it. Is this Meghan and Harry's bright idea? With all the money in the world, why didn't she get a stroller and put that mammoth-sized doll in the dang stroller? And it's pasty, peaked white. And the creepiest part is not just this doll dangling. You have to watch the video to really appreciate what I'm telling you here. She's 5'6". Is this thing 4 foot long? What's going on here? And it's bopping around.
Yeah. So as you can see, she has been truth here. Another one. Oh, she's just about. I'm gonna take because I don't know if the sound is. I mean, she was doing this for a long time. Here.
Maine, and my full disclaimers down below. Special thank you to my for how long, and thanks to my good friend for sharing this with me. I now have my hands on physical proof that Archie Harrison has been an absolute setup from the jump. And really fast, if we can find this out, why hasn't the rest of the royal family discovered this? Don't they pay somebody the big bucks to look into things? We talk.
Yeah. There were, I mean, this is 5 years ago, guys. So no, radar online and people giving credit to somebody else other than the rightful
Everything
people.
in this video is found on a
It's not fair. It's not right. And it should
Good
go
morning, everyone.
credit is due. I got inspired to be in this and speak out. Even in 2019, when my YouTube, I did like 5 videos and they were taken down immediately, and I was called a racist and all kinds of things. And then in 2020, when I had the nerve after watching Yankee Wally, Danger Zone, I started speaking out. I did that too. I mean, let me see if you can see my videos here, because if you look, I'm going to show you here that my first video, or maybe I'll show you here. My first video that I was allowed that wasn't taken down was in August 11, 2020. August 11, 2020. And I talk how they're going to leave the royal family, how they're going to merge everything, how they're going to do all those things. And I was called crazies and racist. And Lord and behold, they were there and they did everything like that. Okay. So please go subscribe. I want to see how many people have subscribed to Yankee Wally. She's still, guys. Oh, she has 10K now. Okay. Let me see. She has 10K. She should have 10,100. No, we can do better. She could have 1,000 more. She could be up to 11. Come on, guys. I know we can do this. I know we can do this. Okay. I know we can give them. Also go to Meghan Small, according to Taz. I mean, Meghan Small is more popular than I am. According to Taz, is way more popular than I am. Murky Meg, P. Dinah. Okay, so please go do that. That's Yankee Wally. Okay, and thank you so very much to all of you for having joined me. But it is incredible how how they are now trying to say that, and that was thank you guys. Thanks for supporting my channel. Thanks, please also for subscribe. Please do share it, do give it a click, do give it a like, watch my videos. You subscribe, amazing. If you've subscribed, amazing. Also, let's get Meghan Small to 100,000 subscribers. She took a hit for defending me, which I feel really responsible for. So please go to Meghan Small. Those of you, let me see, Meghan Small, I'm gonna type it here. So for you to go to Meghan Small, channel is this one right here. Go subscribe to her channel. Um, she defended me when everybody was kicking me down, and she took a hit. She took a huge hit. So she had over 80,000 subscribers when she defended me, and she lost about 5,000 subscribers. I think we could all go and get her to 100,000, because she's been working really hard, and her whole channel has been about exposing the grift of these children, of that. So I find it unfair that other people are taking credit or are being credited, because that is not true. Megan Small is the OG of Mumpunjology. Is that how you say it? She started 2 years ago. It says here 2 years ago, the first, but she's been hard at it. So yeah. So please also, let's try to get Molly up to 100K. It's very much appreciated. Your support is very much appreciated to all of us. You know, and credit where credit is due. Yankee Wally is the one who, at least for me, got me started in all of this and gave me the strength to, in spite of having been taken down in 2019, having been canceled in X. I've talked about it before. I got I got with this, and I felt really horrible when her channel was canceled. So please go subscribe to Megan Small. Let's get her to 100K. It's not hard to do. Please go subscribe to her, because we have to support each other in this community. And yes, and you started with Yankee, Anastasia. Yeah, I used to listen to Yankee Wally in Norway. Okay. So I want to thank you guys always for coming to my channel. For my members, I'm going to do a members live later on today. And also, please send me voice messages, because I will have a beauty expert who's also a Mexiteer on the Mexican community come, and she's also an expert on beauty, on skincare, and she's going to be answering questions to the ones that you send me. Those are you who are members on my channel. You have the number that where you can WhatsApp me a voicemail with questions in regards to skin, and we will respond to your question when she's on a live. Okay. So thank you very much, guys, for having watched me. Thank you for this. But now you see that the Vanity Fair, they just want to charge you, and it is just my humble opinion that it is Megan is getting a cut of that, because you know it is what it is. She's in it for the money. We know that she didn't marry Harry. At least it is my opinion that she didn't marry Harry for love. It is my opinion that, and it's my opinion. It is my opinion. So that she never married him for love, just like she said that she never married Trevor Colt, that she wasn't into Trevor Colt when she married him, or that she wasn't into Corey Vitiello when she was living with him. We know that because that guy, Christopher Polahan, said it. Okay. And if you don't believe me, I will replay you that little clip where he's there, and this guy has nothing to hide. This guy has nothing to hide, because he's just in an interview that he did about 3 weeks ago. He did it about 3 weeks ago, and let me see. Let me see if I can. Here, the first date reveal. I'll show you the clip so you can see it, of the guy saying that, because it's not me saying it, it's him, and I'm going to show it to you. It's on this interview, which is called Lies Debunked, right?
Dater's Handbook.
Listen, mind blowing. This is mind blowing.
Tell me the movie again that you did with Meghan Markle.
Yeah, it's called A Dater's Handbook.
Okay. And that was 6 months before she met Harry?
Literally, yeah.
Was she on Suits? So she was on Suits.
She was still in Suits. I liked her. I had a great time with her. We had fun. Yeah. I think she's cool. She's whip smart.
Did you think this woman should be a princess?
No.
I mean,
She's going to do well. Wasn't she married before?
she was. She was married, and she had been divorced. And then when I met her, she was dating this guy in Toronto that she wasn't that into. And I was like, why are you dating a guy you're not that into? Like, you just got out of a marriage you weren't that into. Like,
Yeah.
go be free. So she texted me and she's like, I took your advice. I broke up with the guy. I'm just
Now I'm free.
footloose and fancy free. And I was like, good for you. And then our movie aired in February. And then in March, she's like, hey, I met somebody. I was like, oh, that's quick.
She just said I met somebody.
Yeah. She's like, I met somebody. And then radio silence until October. And then in October, I get my last text from Meghan Markle that she was like, the news is going to break today.
Yeah.
The guy that I met is Prince Harry. Like,
My questions to you, how did she know that the news were going to break? And I think it's time Camilla Tominey came clean and said that it was Meghan who gave her the because it was Camilla Tominey who broke the news on October 31st, 2016, that Harry was dating Meghan. So why would Meghan be calling everybody around on October 31st to tell them that the news was about to break, that she'd been dating Harry since March 2016, not July? So there's quite a lot of things that this man let it slip without knowing. Because probably he doesn't know that the narrative that they put out is that they met in July, because of course Meghan was still living engaged to Corey Vitiello. And the press, I've done this video, and the mainstream media is not picking on that. And Camilla Tominey, why don't you come out and say that it was Meghan? Because this guy just admitted that Meghan texted him on October 31st, before the article came out, that an article was about to break out. So clearly her source was Meghan. And according to him, Meghan admitted to him that the guy she met in March was Harry, while she was still living with Corey, engaged to Corey Vitiello. So it's about time to expose, and that Parliament, you have to put pressure to Parliament, because Parliament is the body in charge of ensuring and verifying that all legal requirements are met for a person to be included in the line of succession according to the Succession Act. The palace is not going to say anything. Now, if Harry and Meghan don't want to say, then they should remove those children out of the line of succession, because the public must be assured that those children belong there. I've been saying this in my channel since August 11, 2020. Yankee Wally was saying it from even before. Danger zone. So please, let's give credit what credit is due, because it's the fair thing to say. Now, people are coming in and swooping and taking credit for some things that they have never said nor done, or as though they were the first ones who did it. That is not the case. And this is no shade to anybody, but it's a fact. The one who got all of this started was Yankee Wally, and her voice was absolutely canceled. So, and Danger Zone, who passed away. Okay, Meghan Small, for past 2 years, Meghan Small has been dedicated to this. So please go subscribe to those channels, guys, and do watch P. Dinah's live, because she's going to do a live later, and she's going to go into so much crap that you're not going to believe it, you know? So thank you very much for coming here. Thank you for watching. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks for the donations. Thanks for always being here with me. And thanks for your support. Have a great Sunday, beautiful people.